risk takers and visionaries of this agency have expanded human knowledge, have revolutionized our understanding of the universe, and produced technological advances that have benefited all of humanity. Inspired by all that has come before and guided by clear objectives, today we set a new course for America's space program. We will give NASA a new focus and vision for future exploration. We will build new ships to carry man forward into the universe, to gain a new foothold on the moon, and to prepare for new journeys to the worlds beyond our own. With the experience and knowledge gained on the moon, we will then be ready to take the next steps of space exploration, human missions to Mars, and to worlds beyond.
I'm here in the Mojave Desert, and this beautiful vehicle behind me, the VSS Enterprise, is the rollout of the Spaceship Two vehicle. It's the first commercial passenger-carrying spaceship ever, and it's the child of Spaceship One, the vehicle that won the Ansari X Prize, the $10 million Ansari X Prize, 5 years ago.
And when we saw what Bert had done with Spaceship One, we knew we had found our answer, because it clearly pressed all the right buttons for safety, for passenger experience, and for commercial viability. And 5 years later, well, here we are.
I consider myself the luckiest guy in the tent. I'm very proud to say that we accomplished that with an efficiency that's just unheard of in the aerospace industry.
And not only is today's action great for our future, it is also great for our economy, because Spaceship Number 2 project has already created hundreds of jobs here and will create hundreds of more jobs.
This is a historic day for commercial space travel, for America and space, for regaining America's leadership in space, for New Mexico's role with these great pioneers, to Peter Diamandis, who put our state on the map with the X Prize. We know that being the home of commercial space travel is not only going to transform the economic landscape of New Mexico and open up boundless opportunities for our state, but it'll make a difference for tomorrow's astronauts. It'll help with math and science instruction.
In the same location, just a few months back, we had Maston Space win the Northrop Grumman Lunar Lander X Prize Challenge. And of course, we have teams from around the world now ready to do the next space challenge, which is the Google Lunar X Prize. So we are driving through competition, entrepreneurs and scientists and engineers, to do what only governments could do before. This vehicle, the Maston Space Flight Vehicle, and soon the Google Lunar X Prize vehicle, is making space available to all of us.
I was one of the optimists that felt the rovers would survive the first winter and that we would have an extended mission. But I never thought they would last through 3 Martian winters and continue to explore for 5 years.
We thought that, we were going to be lucky if we got 3 months out of these rovers. We've got 5 years out of these rovers, and they just keep going. And it seems like every day is better than the day before. The mission just keeps getting better and better and better the longer it goes.
How do I feel about the fact that it's going on for 5 years? Exhausted. I mean, really tired.
Everyone on the planet Earth is sharing in the experience of exploring the surface of Mars through our 2 surrogate children, Spirit and Opportunity.
You're seeing Mars with 3D color stereo vision, just as if you were standing there yourself. The rovers are just about your height, and so they see the world from your perspective, and just as you would see it if you were there.
Now, they are well named. Opportunity really has been incredibly opportunistic and lucky. It basically found water from its lander, found its own heat shield, and we were able to examine for the first time a heat shield that was used on another planet because it happened to land nearby. Spirit really has had to have a lot of spirit to keep going. When we're hit by dust storms, we get cleaned off, and that's what's enabled the rover to survive this long. When we broke the right front wheel, we've made one of the major scientific discoveries. By dragging this wheel behind us, we're digging this trench, and we're seeing what's under the surface, and what we're finding everywhere we look are these salts and minerals like silica and sulfur that had to have been put there by hot water. This last winter, when we had to park for more than 9 months in the same location because we just didn't have enough power to drive, the one thing we could still do was take pictures. And we did take, over the course of many, many weeks, sort of one frame at a time, this beautiful, high-resolution, full-color image of the location around Spirit. And it's one of the most detailed, highest-resolution images we've ever taken from the ground.
Getting to Victoria was great. I mean, it was 21 months of trudging endlessly across these plains and hardly seeing the scenery change at all. I mean, you know Victoria's out there. We've got the orbital images, we know where it is, we know how far it is, we were measuring distance to the nearest meter. And then one day we're right at the rim of it, and poof, there's just this spectacular scenery, this fabulous geology laid out in front of us. And yeah, the combination of just what a glorious view it was, plus so much effort that went into getting there. Pulling up to the rim of Victoria was, to me, one of the really special moments in the whole mission.